Hey guys, good morning. We are here at Quarry Lakes, and the state just planted some Department of Fish and Wildlife trout that are probably ranging between half pound to about a pound. These are the smaller trouts that are fun to catch. They are fast, they are strong when you catch them, so it'll give your rod a pretty good fight. Anyway, as you can see in the background, we have a lot of pelicans, and they're pretty much getting their fill with respect to the smaller trouts. So I'm not quite sure whether these trouts are going to eat. Usually when they are delivered, they're probably disoriented. They don't know what's going on, so they're just running for cover. So as you can see, the pelicans in the background are just hunting together, and some of these trouts are also schooling together. So this is the exciting part. We've been in a situation like this before, wherein they just planted the fish and yet they're not eating. So it'll probably take a couple more hours for these guys to figure it out and say, oh gosh, we're hungry. So we're gonna go ahead and put out some lines. I already have a drop shot that has some worm on it, and then similarly I have one that has power bait. So we shall see. Wish us luck and stay tuned. Hey guys, so yeah, bottom fishing wasn't working today, and I started to use my telescopic pole, and I actually hook up with a fish. And these are the smaller trouts that has been recently planted today by the Department of Fish and Wildlife. So these are smaller fishes. In fact, I wasn't able to bring that trout up. I was using these, they look like mini trout jigs, and I was using my telescopic pole. I was just, jigging it like this and letting the fish take it. They were a little bit shy today, and that particular one that I hook up, I couldn't bring in. Anyway, so I went ahead and continued with bottom fishing, but bottom fishing wasn't working at all today, not even once, except when actually I was preoccupied with the jigging of the trout. I actually had fish in my line, and I saw that there was actually a catfish on my bottom fishing rig. And so it was pulling a lot of line, and by the time I got to it, the bobber's up, and I went ahead and actually set it, and pretty much it got away. The leader broke, and it broke right on the actual overhand knot that's connected to the swivel. So it took the entire leader, everything else. So that was definitely a catfish because it took a lot of line. But I went ahead and continued bottom fishing, and nothing after that. But what I started using was this Berkley trout dough. It's a specifically made for casting trout dough. It is ultralight, okay, and it does have a fast tip, but it's meant to actually toss a heavier type of lure or bait. But I personally have switched to these Joe's Trout, hot for trout, and these things are pretty cool because it's a spinner type, okay, and it's got this fly looking lure, and it has one hook here and a trailer treble. Okay, this is the one that actually hooked my little fish. Okay, when I say little, I really mean a little trout. So these are the size of the DFG that have been planted today. Okay, and they're not very big. They're probably about half a pound. Okay, and this one has pretty much died on the hook itself, and that's, they don't really last very long. But anyway, I used my trout dough, my Berkley trout dough, and I was just casting, and I was retrieving this lure. And as the sun went down and I got some shade up against the ramp here, that's what actually got this little guy. So again, this is a Berkley trout dough. Okay, it has a cork handle with a disappearing reel seat. Okay, and it's a split, and it's cork, and it's got a nice cap here that says Berkley on it. Again, it's an ultralight. It's got a keeper, a hook keeper. It is 2-piece. Okay, and as I said, it's ultralight and it's quite flexible. It was intended to cast dough, trout dough, but it also works for lures, spinning lures, cast masters, and things like that. And like I said, this is a Joe's Hot for Trout. It comes in a 4-pack, comes in blue, red, rainbow type of color. Okay, and I paired this with my Mela, KastKing Mela 1000. Okay, it's a very smooth reel. It's got, I believe, 10 bearings, and I've loaded this the spool with a P-line 3-pound green, moss green line. Okay, and this casts very well, enough that you can, you know, retrieve, and obviously it's perfect for the smaller trout. So when bottom fishing isn't working, cast and retrieve, especially for the newly planted trout, they just wanted something that's shimmery and moving. It's sort of a top water type of fishing technique. And so it's also good once you've gone beyond the basic bottom fishing. I would highly suggest that you pick up an ultralight type of rod, okay, and go ahead and try the cast and retrieve type of technique. So I'll probably have to come back in a couple days to see if I can catch any more of these little fishes, but that's about it for today, and come fish with us sometime, and see you later.